Hi everyone, this is Michelle Teberge, and this is the 39th and the final installment of the Unfolding of a Painting series. This is a series I started over 3 years ago, July of 2013. It's now November of 2016. My original intention was to share the inside, the interior of the creative process, because there's a lot of material out there about technique, but not so much about the interior, psychological, mental, spiritual side of what it is to make anything really, not just art. And that's what I'm all about. I'm not really here, I mean, yes, I believe most of you guys in my audience are artists, and probably mostly visual artists, because you found me through the painting tutorials, I'm guessing. But I believe being creative is inherent to being human, and that we, in our culture, I'm talking mostly Western culture, which I'm most familiar with because it's where I've lived and been raised, we really don't embrace this creative process for the most part, as the larger part of society isn't really being taught it in school, and I feel like it's just so essential to life, to solving problems of all types. So anyway, that's my little soapbox, but those of you who've been following these paintings as they go, I wanted to say that there is no natural ending in the way I work. So even though it appears like it's a series, it's like one thing just flows organically into the next. So there is no, I mean, I know some artists, like I feel like photographers, you know, they might start a series and go to a locale and shoot and then come back in the studio, and then that's it, because they're not going back to that locale. That's never been the way it is with me. Even different bodies of work intertwine, keep going, and this just won't end unless I end it. So it's just felt like a natural stopping point. The last episode I filmed was back in May. I think I posted it in June, and I made it in May. Regardless, it's been a while, and I just feel like the arc of recording this is over. It's coming to a natural conclusion. Who wants to watch a gazillion videos? I don't know. I'm impressed if you've made it this far. I really hope it's been helpful to you and been good for you. So, so that said, I'm going to try and bring you up to date on the paintings that I filmed last time. And in fact, I was reviewing it just now, and I realized, I finished one and I sold it, so it's not even here to show you. And so, and then someone's who's buying 3 more paintings today, and so I had to shoot this today, or you'll never see the finished paintings. Although, well, that's not true. You can see them on my website. So all of them have been photographed professionally, better than I will be able to shoot in video with my very primitive skills and means and equipment. So I will put a link in below where you can click on my website and you can see these paintings in their full professionally photographed glory. So anyway, I hope you enjoy this. Thank you so much for following this series. If you're interested in just keeping up with where I am in the studio, I post on Instagram, and I do that pretty regularly. So I'll do sort of like a day by day how the painting is progressing. So I'd love to see you over there. I do post a bit on Facebook. I have a Facebook artist page. I also post, you know, cool documentaries on art I'm seeing, opportunities for artists. I just try and make that sort of like a clearinghouse of information that is supportive to you as an artist. And a little bit about my personal life. I went on a nice hike yesterday and was like soothed by this beautiful little tiny trickly waterfall, and I posted a video of that. So it's just anything that I feel inspiring and uplifting and interesting and helpful. So, sending you all my love. Again, thank you so much for supporting this channel, for commenting, for watching. If you've donated, that's awesome. Thank you so much. I don't know, they don't let me know who donates, otherwise I'd be writing you all personal thank you notes. Anyway, I enjoy this chance to connect this way, and let's check out the paintings. So here we have the 3 that in the last video This one was only partially finished, and I wasn't even sure exactly what the orientation would be, and now it's completed. And this one is called Für immer, and I'm not probably pronouncing that correctly. It's German, for forever or for always. It's based on a title of a song by the band Neu that I like quite a lot. And this is Luminous Mound, and I ended up putting a matte sheen on that. God, I'm not sure. So there's the gloss down here and the mound, and above it is matte. Sure wish you could see these in person, but you'd have to be in California. They were just in a show, just came back last week, and then I had to call because they'd already sold before the show started. So she's coming to pick these up today. This one is called Radiate. Then just randomly I put up a painting from years ago. This was in graduate school, and that was pretty much the last time that I really delved into painting. I pursued more of my drawing and installations. All of them have paint in them, but this is sort of a return to sort of the traditional 2D picture plane. And this was where I left off, and I feel like there's a real connection between the new works and these older works. And over here, there was that orange panel I showed you in episode number 38. Oh, just for kicks, I found this drawing and I felt like they spoke to each other. I like to do that from time to time, just put things together. And sometimes my work, but right now that's not actually part of the painting. It's just hanging out there with his friend. So this is how this one ended up. This one's called Lean, L-E-A-N. And so even though I felt like I lost something when I layered over with the kind of satiny matte overlay, I like how it came out. This one is finished. This was the one that I took to the photographer. She needed my feedback on the color because the lens was not reading the color correctly, and neither so in this. So if you guys know the color phthalo blue, the blue in here is phthalo, but in the video it's looking more like ultramarine. And for some reason, even my amazing photographer has not been able to tweak it. If you've done Photoshop, you know when you tweak one thing, it affects all the other colors. And anyway, so when she asked me for feedback, I was looking at the pictures. I was looking at the painting and comparing it with photos she'd taken, and then I looked at the painting and said, that painting's not done. It needs more work. So I did more areas in it. I painted these guys, and I think I mentioned that in the prior video. And then now it's got a coat of art resin on top. And my husband keeps coming in. He's like, that's a great painting. He really likes it. And I just thought, you know what? It's done. It's done. It's done. I could fiddle with it forever and ever, but it really feels like my best placement of my creative energy right now is to work on the new paintings. These you may have seen before hanging in my studio. These are from the beginning of the series. So this is when I first started doing the unfolding of a painting series videos. These were the paintings that I worked on, and I think in episode 8 I showed many of these completed. I hung them back up recently because I had a number of studio visits, and also I wanted to see how they were relating to each other and learn from them. So it's been wonderful having them back up again. I'm so sorry about the reflection. Again, I will link you to the website because you can see these much better there without all this glary reflection. This was the one that I mentioned in the last episode, and now it's complete, and I'm really pleased with it. It's subtlety, it's kind of enigmatic. This might have been the very first one I did in the series, and originally I was calling this the Consciousness series. But these new ones
such as these and the white ones that you've seen. I feel like these are more related to the luminous body meditation I've been doing, and so maybe these are the luminous series. If I have to give them names, I don't really like to, because I want you to approach these with your right brain, not your left brain. I'm really pleased with how these came out. I'm very excited to do some larger ones. Here's what I'm working on today in the studio. So this is a larger panel, and I'm now doing a circular pattern. Actually, this is a spiral of all these arcs.
So that's it. Thank you so much for following this series. I'd love to hear your comments below. And thanks for the questions that you send me. I do save them all. I don't have time to respond individually to each one of you, but they're in here and I'm saving them for future videos.